Hey y'all, I'm back. Hopefully by now you watched my little intro to what this channel is all about, and I'm here to kind of introduce. I don't want to do intro to intro, but it kind of worked out that way. But I wanted to kind of set the scene for you, just to kind of give you a little bit of a preview of what I'll be talking about in the first episode. I've decided that it's going to be out of the two. I had to decide between Captain Grant's and 1018. And I decided to do 1018. So, what 1018 is truly about, or the baseline, it's about a haunted house. And it's a haunted house that, well, I kind of grew up in, and it's my child home. 1018 is just the address. And it's the best way that I could introduce it. And I kind of like it, you know. But that's just me, and hopefully you guys agree. But I'm just gonna be talking about those experiences in that house from my earliest memory, my first memory at 8.5 when I moved in 1989, up until 2003 when I got married and moved cross country off to the West Coast. So, as you can imagine, there are a lot of stories to tell. A lot of stories. And they're not just my stories either. I don't want you guys to just think it's me. It's actually not. My mom and my brother have their own. Um, my brother's my big brother, so whenever I was scared in the middle of the night, he's the one I went to go run to. But and just to give you a little bit of background, that house was bought from my dad's sister. It had been in my family through her for a lot of years, and then my dad bought it from her. And then we added, obviously, a lot of years. I have a picture of me when I'm about a year and a half old, maybe. Now might be two. I think I'm about a year of me sitting in the kitchen that I was living in when I was 16 or when I was 9. But what makes this story worth telling is not only just because it's paranormal and we're now in spooky season, but because of what happened in that house long before my aunt bought it and obviously long before my dad bought it. That house had a very graphic, awful murder happen in that house. As a matter of fact, it was a woman who was murdered, and unfortunately, it's never been solved. Um, and I'm also going to tell you how my mom found out because obviously, my brother and I were raised in a very strict Catholic home. So my father was very, very religious, and so was my family. So my dad didn't believe in that, and my mom felt like she couldn't talk about it because she wouldn't be believed. And when it came to her children, she just had to pretend it didn't happen. So we were gaslit a lot, and she thankfully was able to explain all of that. But at further ado, I also want to introduce really quick before this is started, before I get into the full episode. There was a book that was written. It has a series of stories of murders that happened in the 1960s in Erie, Pennsylvania. And the name of the book is called Backyard Strangler, or Erie's Backyard Strangler. And here's the book. One sec, I'm holding up my tripod, so one sec. That is the book. The author, his name is Justin Dombrowski. And so everything I say about this house in terms of this murder have been documented and previously put into a story. And he actually gives Eleanor, the woman who was murdered, an actual story. And she, becomes alive as she should have, just even if it wasn't in my house, I would still feel that way about this woman. But with that being said, yeah, stay tuned because I'm going to read from this book and a little bit more, kind of go through it in that episode on my YouTube channel. So yeah, but I'm not going to right now because I'm just introducing it. So yeah, come join me and listen to this story. It's going to be a long episode, so just going to be me telling the story. But yeah, hope to see you guys soon. Take care. Much love.